My first question before I start this class is oxygen a paramagnetic or a diamagnetic? Oxygen, O2 molecule, right? This is how the O2 molecule is. Is it paramagnetic or the diamagnetic? If you use a valence bond theory, then it is a diamagnetic, and if you examine experimentally, it is paramagnetic. Means valence bond theory doesn't support the paramagnetic behavior of the oxygen molecule, right? So that's why there was a new theory, like molecular orbital theory is the theory which supports the paramagnetic behavior of the oxygen. Now going into that theory, like two atomic orbital will always combine to give two molecular orbital. One is called as bonding molecular orbital, other is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Let's draw the energy level diagram for this. I'll draw for the two things. One is for the nitrogen and other is for the oxygen. You must be familiar with this before. Like this is, I'll draw for the nitrogen and other for the oxygen. Let's use this board. See, nitrogen, one nitrogen electronic configuration is what? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. This is what the electronic configuration of the nitrogen. So this is how we represent the energy. This is how we represent the energy. This is how the energy is increasing. Hope it is coming into the frame. Yes. So this is how the energy is increasing. So which is of the lowest energy over here? Atomic orbital. This 1s is the atomic orbital which is of the lowest energy. So this is nitrogen, and here this is nitrogen. Two nitrogen atom combine to form a molecule, right, of the N2. So I'll write over here, this is 1s, this is 1s, this is 1s. This is a kind of diagram which will be there on most of the NCERT textbook. But I'll tell you the trick also how to solve this type of question without going into whole of this diagram. Just for your understanding, I am drawing this. So this is 1s, right? There are two electrons into this. There are two electrons into this, right, in each nitrogen. So they will combine, and they will form something bonding molecular orbital, and this is anti-bonding. Sorry, this is anti-bonding and this is bonding molecular orbital. So total 4 electrons over here. So this is called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. Anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is bonding molecular orbital. Hope this is also coming into the frame. Yes. This is called as bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital is of lower energy. Anti-bonding molecular orbital is of higher energy. So there are total 4 electrons. First electron will go to the lower energy, and then of the higher energy. This is how the energy is increasing. This is how the energy is increasing, right? So this is of higher energy. Always anti-bonding is of higher energy, and this is of the lower energy. Lower energy means more stability. I can write lower energy means more stability. Higher energy means less stability. This is less stability. Then this is less. This is more stability. Here more stable. This is the story of the 1s and 1s. So here I'll clean this. You can make a note of this, whatever I have written. So I'll clean this. I need this whole diagram. So this is called as 1s and another s. They will form a sigma bond. Yes, they are going to form a sigma bond. A sigma, which orbital? 1s orbital. It is 1s2. And this is also what? Sigma, but you will put sigma star 1s2, because there will be a total 4 electron. 2 will go here, 2 will go over here, right? Yes. So this is sigma star 1s2. Now there will be 2s2 also, right? There is a 2s2. So this is 2s orbital, and other side is another nitrogen's 2s orbital. They will combine to form same. So there are 2 electron over here, there are 2 electron over here, there are 2 electron here, there are 2 electrons. So this is what? 2s2, right? Or sigma I will write sigma 2s2. This is sigma star 2s2. This diagram won't be fitted over here, but I'll show you here. I'll take this little up, N2. This is nitrogen and this is also nitrogen. Like p orbital, if you see the p orbital is this way, no? There are three orientations of the p orbital, and there are three orientations this way I can show: px, py, pz, px, py, pz. This is px, pz, py, px, pz, py. So here this splitting will take this way. Two orbitals like this. I should show exactly here. Two orbitals like this and one orbital over here, right? This is how I am showing. Both are what? Bonding molecular orbital, right? And on the top it is this way. I'll specify designations what it is. So total in this case there are in a p orbital 3 electrons, means 3 over here, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So total 6 electrons. First 1 2 3 4. This is lowest energy, although bonding. This is highest. There won't be any electron going into the anti-bonding molecular orbital of the nitrogen, right? So here this is 2 pi x, or 2, we'll write this pi 2px 2, understand, huh? And this pi 2py 2. Nitrogen forms triple bond, right? Whenever it is triple bond, 2 pi bond, 1 sigma bond, right? So this is the outermost shell over here. So 2 pi x and 2 py, right? So this is sigma 2p 2. So what would be this? This is pi star 2px. This is z. This is z. Z forms sigma. And this is pi star 2py. And this is sigma star 2pz. But there are no electrons in this case. That's why I have not written anything on the top. So this is how the configuration is of. So now similarly we'll do for the oxygen. Similar diagram will be existing for the oxygen. So if I want to develop a oxygen molecular diagram, what I'll do is to save a time, I'll just pause this video. Okay, you can see me watching what I am doing, or I'll explain here also. What is the difference between a nitrogen and oxygen? How you are going to place the molecular orbital? See, first thing is that oxygen's electronic configuration, I'll clean this. Oxygen's electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. This is what the oxygen's electronic configuration. So first I will write this is 1s2, and here also below this I am writing 1s2. Okay, 1s2. So again there will be a bonding and an anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is bonding and anti-bonding. Total 4 electron will go this way. So this is a sigma 1s2, and this is sigma star 1s2. Then there is a 2s. Okay, this is 2s, no? So again there is a 2s orbital. 2s as per the configuration. There are 2 electrons in 2s. Yeah, 2s. Again there will be a anti-bonding and the bonding molecular orbital, right? So here there are 2 electrons, here there are 2 electrons. 2 will go here, 2 will go here. So this is sigma 2s2. This is sigma star 2s2, right? That is how we write. Star is for anti-bonding. Now p orbital. Again p is this way, 3 orientations. Okay, 3 orientations for the p orbital, 1 2 3, and this is 3 orientations. There are 4 electrons, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, right? Now over here, the diagram here, what I have shown, 2 orbitals, 2 1 2 and 1 means 2 orientation, that is x and y. Pi bonds I have shown here and sigma bonds I have shown on the top, then again pi and this. So for the electrons, for the molecules having electron more than 14, till 14 we will be making this way, 2 orbitals down, then 1, 2 orbitals down, then 1, right? For the molecules having electron more than 14, just remember this trick. See, understanding a concept at this level is beyond the scope of this class. Okay, so just understand a trick, how the molecular level diagram. So here it will be 1 2 2 1 means this pattern is reversed. The top one is same, 1 and 2 orbital, 1 and 2 orbital, but this is just reverse, right? So it is this. So now this is sigma 2pz, this is pi 2px, and this is pi 2py. This is pi star 2px, and this is pi star 2py, and this is sigma star 2pz. Okay, so there are total 4, how many electrons? There are total 6 electrons, sorry, 4 and 4, 8 electrons. First 2 will go here, 3 4 5 6 7 8, and you can see that there are unpaired electrons, paramagnetic behavior, right? There are paramagnetic behavior. So this is the increasing energy. So what is the thing you have made a change with respect to nitrogen molecule and oxygen molecule is that only this is a change, this is flipping. So for a trick, what I can show is that you just remember this number. For the electron equal to or less than 14, you can just remember this 2 1 2 1 means 2 orbital of this 1 2 1. For what? Less than or equal to 14. Okay, 14 electron. And for more than 14 electron, you can remember this 1 2 2 1 for more than 14 electron system. It is more than, not equal to, it is more than 14 electron system. Now you may get a question, if we have something like N2 minus, if we have the molecule like something N2 minus, N2 minus means what? One nitrogen is minus, you are adding electron, right? Adding electron. So it is more than 14 electron. Which one we should choose? This or this? Okay, answer is simple. You have to choose this one. You have to take the parent configuration. Parent means N2's configuration, right? So even if you are adding 2 electrons, you have to, although the electrons are becoming more than 14, you will be choosing this. Now in this case, you may come across, you have to draw the molecular orbital diagram for many of the cases. Let's say N2 minus. N2 minus means you are making one of the minus and you are adding 1 electron over here, right? This is a possibility. If it is, let's say O2 minus. O2 minus means one of the minus you are making and you are adding 1 more electron. So 1 electron will come over here. You may cross across O2 2 minus means this kind of molecules. Then you will be adding 1 more electron. So now it will be diamagnetic, right? So many things could be understood. I'll tell you, based on this diagram, we can find a bond order, we can find bond strength. We can also find a magnetic behavior. Whether it is a paramagnetic or a diamagnetic. Paramagnetic means there should be at least 1 unpaired electron. Diamagnetic means all the electrons should be paired. Okay, bond order, bond strength, and magnetic behavior could be found using this. But I'll tell you the trick. You don't have to always you don't have to draw this diagram always. It will take lot of time. It will consume lot of time. You won't be having so much time for the exam. What you can do is, I'll suggest you something. Always consider only outermost electron into the consideration. Okay, if nitrogen is there, I've started from 1s, 2s, 2p. So you can just start from the outermost electronic configuration, and roughly you can do this way. This 1s bonding, anti-bonding. For p, you can do this way, right? And then 2 1 if it is more than 14. Then start putting electrons here. Finally, what you need to do is you need to just count the electrons. Okay, we'll take examples. We'll take different examples to understand the different concepts. Okay, one more thing I would like to tell before I go from the screen. I would like to tell one more thing, that is, there is a concept of the bond order. Let's take of understanding of the bond order. Bond order means what? Bond order means it is number of electrons. It is number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2. Means we'll start with this. Oxygen was this, right? What will be a bond order? Bond order for oxygen, what according to you should be the bond order? Bond order should be 2. That is, we know that oxygen forms the double bond. Nitrogen forms the triple bond. Then bond order will be 3. So, how to get the bond order? Bond order is over here number of electrons in the bonding. So, bonding these 2 electron, and this 6 electron. How much it is? 2 and 2, 4, and 6, 10 electrons, right? 10. Number of electrons in the anti-bonding, 2, 2, 4. And this 2, so it is 6 divided by 2. So what comes? 4 by 2, that is equal to 2. 2 is the bond order. Now the thing what we can say is that bond order is inversely proportional to bond length. Bond length means higher is the bond order, lower will be a bond length. Like triple bonds are shorter than a double bond, and double bonds are shorter than a single bond, right? So this is also very important. You should remember this. Rest we'll do through question solving. Okay, let's take this question. This question will solve all the doubts of your molecular orbital theory. How to handle a question. This question will basically teach you how to handle any question related to magnetic molecular orbital theory. The question asked is, in which of the following process the bond order has increased and paramagnetic character has changed to diamagnetic. So what we'll have to do? We'll have to do the molecular orbital diagram, rough diagram we'll do for each of the case. Let's say we are doing it for the option A. We'll do it for the option A. Oxygen changing to O2 plus. Right? For this option A, let's see what is the bond order. Like what was the earlier bond order and what has changed, right? So first is O2. Means I am not going to draw that similar diagram, a typical diagram which is there. It will take a lot of time. We'll do a rough work. Rough work means oxygen's electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, right? So I'll consider only outermost, innermost I'll not consider. Okay, same, it will like whether you consider or not, you are going to get the answer same. So this is a trick, okay, not the actual method. While doing, you have to do it from the lowest orbital, but just to solve the questions quickly, I need to do this as early as possible. So this is 2s. First I'll write this is oxygen, this is oxygen. Okay, even this is, there is no need to write this, but this is S bonding, anti-bonding, and this is p orbital, 3 orientations of the p orbital. So this is more than 14 electron system, right? More than 14 electron system. So 1, 2, 2, 1. So here, how the electrons, here there are two electrons, here there are two electrons. Bonding, here there will be going. So you should understand this is bonding, anti-bonding. This is bonding, this is anti-bonding. So here done, here there are 4 electrons, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, and here also there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 8 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we see is that oxygen is paramagnetic. I write the report of the first one. It is paramagnetic. Okay. And what is the bond order? Bond order for oxygen over here, we don't have to calculate. Even if we calculate, we'll get it to be is equal to 2. Right. Now, if you remove, what is the question? In which of the following process? Okay, plus 1. O2 is changing to plus 1 means you are removing one of the electron. You are removing one electron, so you will remove one electron from this also. So what happens to a bond order now? Bond order, so here it remains paramagnetic. One of the unpaired electron is there. So this is paramagnetic. Right? What will happen to a bond order over here? So let's calculate a bond order. Number of electrons in a bonding, 2. And this is 6, 8. Right? 8 minus, this is 2 and this is 1. So 3 divided by 2, that is 2.5. Bond order has become 2.5, means from 2 it has become 2.5. I'll tell you the meaning of this later. What is the meaning of 2, 2.5, 1.5? Okay, can bond order can be fraction. We know that bond order is 1, bond order is 2, bond order is 3. But what is the meaning of this? I'll tell this later. So is it an answer? Which of the following process bond order has increased? Yes, bond order has increased, and paramagnetic character has changed to diamagnetic. Yes, bond character has increased, but the paramagnetic has remained paramagnetic. Yes, this is done. So this is not the answer. We'll do it for O2 minus. Because since oxygen diagram is already drawn, so that's why I'm doing this O2 to O2 minus. So this is O2, this is normal O2. So O2 minus means what? 2 minus. 1 minus over here, 1 minus over here. So adding 1 extra electron. So you will put this. Yes. So for this, for the option B, initially it was paramagnetic, right? Bond order initially was is equal to 2. After addition of the 2 electrons, sorry, not option B, option C, right? It has changed to what? Diamagnetic. There is none of the electrons are paired, none of the electrons are unpaired, all the electrons are paired over here, right? So it has changed to diamagnetic. What is a bond order? What will be a bond order? Electrons in a bonding is what? 2 and 2, 6. 2 and 6 is 8 minus 6 by 2. And this is what? 2 by 2, which is equal to 1. So bond order is 1. Right? So here paramagnetic to diamagnetic has happened, but bond order has decreased from 2, it has changed to 1. Yes, no? So have a look. So let's do it for the nitrogen. Let's do it for the nitrogen. Nitrogen diagram will be what? Nitrogen diagram will be this way. Simplest we have to draw. N2, this is nitrogen. We know that bond order of the nitrogen is 3. Then electronic configuration of the nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So here we'll consider just lower one, 2s, and this is 2s. Bonding and anti-bonding. 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here, and this will go this way. Right? 1 minute, I'll switch on the AC. Right? Then what is this 2p? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? There are 3 electrons. Here there are also 3 electrons. Less than or equal to 14 electron system. So what do we write? 2, 1, 2, 1. Also you should know the meaning. 2, 1, 2, 1 means which orbital we are speaking. I have described this at the initial of this lecture. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 electrons are gone. There are no electron in a anti-bonding. So for the option B, it is initially what? Diamagnetic. And what is the bond order? Bond order between a nitrogen is 3. You can also calculate, that is 8 minus 2 divided by 2 is equal to 3, right? Now it is changing to what? N2 plus. N2 plus means you are removing one of the electron. You remove this one electron. You remove this one of the electron. And you will remove this. So diamagnetic changes to what? Paramagnetic. Yes, no? We don't want that. We want paramagnetic to diamagnetic. That's why this cannot be the answer. Let's check bond order. You will understand how to calculate a bond order. Bond order is equal to what? This is 2 and this is 5. 5 plus 2 is how much? 7. Minus anti-bonding. This is anti-bonding, no? There are no any electrons over here. Minus 2 divided by 2, that is 2.5. Bond order has also decreased, right? So option B is not the correct answer. I'll clean this. I will require this space. I think answer should be D because all these options are incorrect. So answer should be D. So for the option D, let's write NO structure. How the NO structure will look? NO. Oxygen's electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Means here there are 4 electrons. It is more than 14 electron system. So diagram will be 1, 2, 2, 1. Right? So this is, I have taken outermost. There are 4 electrons over here. So change will be here. 1, 2. This is 4 and 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 1 electron will go here. So what is option D? Option D is first it is paramagnetic, right? And what is a bond order for this? Bond order for this is 2 and this 3 bonding. Bond order over here is 2 and 3 is 8 minus 3 by 2, which is equal to 2.5. Yes, no? Yes. Bond order over here is 2.5. Now what they have said, NO2 plus. NO plus means plus. You remove one electron. You remove this electron. Right? You are going to do it this way. So what would be a bond order now? Okay. It is changing to diamagnetic. Yes. It is changing to diamagnetic. Right? And what would be a bond order? What would be a bond order over here? 8 minus 2. Yeah, 8 minus 2. This is bonding, this is bonding, this is anti-bonding, which is equal to 3. Right? Bond order has increased and paramagnetic has changed to diamagnetic. And this was the question. That's why answer is option D. Hope this question must have cleared most of the doubts. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell, that what is the meaning of this, Sometimes we are getting a bond order to be 1 minute. What happened? Yeah, because of this wire. Yeah. So here, bond order sometimes we are getting to be 2.5, 1.5. Okay. You can understand the meaning of bond order 2, bond order 3. Right? It is very easy to understand. Bond order is equal to 3 means triple bond, right? A bond order is equal to 2 means it is double bond. Bond order is equal to 1 means it is single bond. Right? But what is the meaning of this? 2.5 bond order is equal to 1.5. See, what is the meaning of bond? Is it that bond means like nitrogen? There are 3 bonds. Oxygen, there are 2 bonds. Is it that 2 sticks are connected between 2 oxygen? Is it that 2 or 3 sticks are connected between nitrogen? No, it represents a force. Like force which holds the atoms together is called as a bond, right? So here, force which is holding this nitrogen and nitrogen is more than force who is holding oxygen and oxygen atom. That is what it represents, right? See, bond means there is a bond between we and our parents, right? There is a bond. Now, is it that, okay, I love my mother so much, so okay, there is a strong bond, three bonds connected. Okay, oh, this is my sibling, I don't like her, okay, or like him. Little less love. Okay, just one stick is connected. No, it's not that way. No, it is just an emotional force which is there between. It vary from person to person, right? So here, nitrogen, it represents there is a strong force. Oxygen, double bond means it is less force. Means if I say that if the force is 1.5 or a 2.5, means what? 2.5 force is a force less than this and more than this. That is what it represents. If it is 1.5, if the bond order is 1.5, then that force is more than a single bond and less than a double bond. Okay, only this much, just understand. Don't get confused. Sometimes we get a zero bond order. Sometimes bond order is zero, means that molecule doesn't exist. There is no force of attraction between them. So that is the whole idea about a fractional bond order. Okay, we are always very much familiar with 1, 2 and 3 bond order, but not 2.5, 1.5. Means you have to keep in mind that it represents a force which holding the molecules together, a force which holds the atoms together to form a molecule. That's it.